7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hi, everyone. All right, so it is Monday, June 8th at 4 p.m., and that means your weekly market update. So if this is your first time following us or watching us, we do this twice a week, Monday and Friday at 4 o'clock. Sometimes we go a bit later, start a little bit later, but today on the dot, 4 o'clock. My name's Vinnie, my co-host over here.
David Wright, we want to thank our millions of followers. We do this for you. This is not for me and Vinny. This is for you guys. So we want to thank our millions of followers out there.
So yeah, we and also too, if you watch our buyer seminar, investor seminars, thank you for joining our market updates. And if you have any questions, feel free to comment and we can dive into that. So I wanted to kind of jump into where the market is. So this is a market as a whole. If you've been watching our market updates from previously, you'll realize in the San Diego area, there's two different markets, above and below 700. It's kind of like that threshold, the jumbo and jumbo loans and non-jumbo loans. So if you kind of jump in, you'll see that COVID did play a factor into everything that played on. For new properties, you see in that April timeline, that's kind of when we saw a dip in new properties in the market. Slowly, people start getting more comfortable with putting their house on the market, and you've kind of seen that trend a little bit, a little bit down when we had 811 on May 25th, and that was kind of the end of the month. Now, these are single-family condos, townhomes, row homes. Also, sold properties. Again, you usually these sold properties, 30-day escrows. So these closed properties are usually the effects of what we saw beforehand. So we did see kind of beginning of May, which would have played out beginning of April, a small downtick in sold properties. Yet, as you can kind of see, properties are still selling. Last week we had more properties in escrow than we did actually that were active. And then you'll see over here on the off-market stuff, even with the influx and the change of properties going to the market, off-market stuff has still been hitting strong. That's also a change of what's going on, new rule changes in the market.
Speaking of rule changes, once again, we had more talk about Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac making self-employed borrower restrictions even harder than they are now. But if you want to know about something else that's going to go all the way, those programs that those of you used before that were bank statement programs, two people have entered the market and come back again. I don't mean two individuals. I mean two lending institutions have stepped back into the market and are now once again doing those bank statement programs. So a couple months ago, those were all but gone. All the players disappeared. Now two players came back in and lending money on that. Now, yeah, they do want to see the bank statements for 18 months to show the deposits, but that's better than nothing, for a lot of people that rely on those programs.
So now jumping into the 700 under, like we talked about, there's definitely two different markets. One thing that you're going to kind of notice is off-market properties slowly started taking a dip over the last couple of weeks. Percentage of new properties coming to the market, also too, just properties, off-market properties in general under 700,000. Properties are still selling. You'll see we're looking at in the 300s again. Before COVID, we're in the 400s. We're in the 300s right now. Properties are still selling, especially under the 700 market. So in San Diego, that's something to be aware of. And let's kind of dive into why that could be a reason why properties are still selling. And if you've watched our last ones, you've realized interest rates are really low. We're talking about
low.
At 323 right here. You can buy down the rate. You're probably in the high twos. Now looking over the last couple of years, Do you see any of them in the low threes?
You're not. You know what? This performance right here you're showing for interest rates, this is not J-Lo. Rates right now are low. So I just thought I'd throw that out there because a lot of people are having dance parties right now. J-Lo is notorious for dancing, but a lot of people are dancing in the streets for low rates because the rates are so low. I mean, you historically have never seen anything like this. And do we know how long it's going to last? We don't. I do think it's going to last a couple months, but as you can see, the stock market recovering today massively, and the VIX index recovering massively. Don't be surprised if you see an uptick in rates by 0.25%.
So if you're looking to buy, focus on the monthly payments. Don't focus on the purchase price. I mean, especially unless you're buying all cash, then I mean, by all means, focus on the price, and I mean, feel free to gamble. But if you're looking to buy a home, dive deeper into why you're looking to buy that home and focus on the monthly payments.
You know what's interesting, what you said about paying all cash and doing things like that, Vinny? That reminds me, lately we've been having a lot of issues with appraisals. We've been having some appraisals come in even lower, and then we've had other appraisals come in $50,000 over purchase price. And so what does that tell you? It tells you some people are still buying overpriced properties, and then other people are getting amazingly smoking good deals by having appraised values 50K over. So it once again goes back to be careful who you work with. And like the tagline in the bottom there, who do you know that we should know? Well, you don't want your friends getting taken by a bad real estate agent. Make sure they work with someone they trust, because those values show you like you don't want to be the person who overpays by 50 grand. You want the deal if you can get it.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, totally agree. If you're watching this right now, please subscribe, please share. We do this again Monday and Friday. We do updates. We do buyer seminars. We're going to have another buyer seminar this Saturday. So feel free to follow us on that. I mean, the market is still going. Yes, there are Corona addendums that are put in place, in the offer for showings of the property, being very particular of showing a property, wearing masks, wearing gloves. Yet properties are still selling. And for the most part, you'll see a lot of 3D tours on the property. So if you're looking to buy or have any questions about the real estate market, or have any questions about loans, even refinancing right now, it's a great time to refinance. If you saw by the stat, if you saw by that, what? Yeah. So if you saw by that stat right there, rates are crazy low. So if you're looking to refinance, you maybe give David a call and see what you can do. I mean, maybe even looking to cash out refi based off of when you purchased your property. Might have a lot of equity in it, and now you can take that equity, bring down your rate a little bit, and purchase your next property.
If you are anywhere at 3.75 or higher, you need to be talking to a lender. I mean, me and Vinny here, we're not here to ruthlessly promote ourselves. You know, for our millions of followers, they already know. But we're here basically to give you information, guide you, and help you make sure you make a smart decision, because we are here to give you information. So if you're above 3.75 on a rate, or even at it, talk to a smart lender. You know, email me, email Vinny. The other thing Vinny mentioned is our investment class. We did this last weekend. It's about investing in properties. Investor Class 101. It's really interesting for those of you who want to learn about making money besides just the stock market.
All right, guys. So again, subscribe, please share. Also, too, on a separate note, I always bring it up. David tells me, remind me, do a podcast called Road to Growth.
Yep.
If you're dealing with any struggles, maybe not even real estate related, but dealing with any kind of struggles, feel free to listen to the podcast.
And you know what, Vinny, this is a good thing for those of you entrepreneurs out there who've struggled, or those of you who've built a business, overcome a lot of adversity. Reach out to Vinny. He'd love to interview you. He likes to hear stories of success and share that with others to motivate people. So if you're out there and you have a good success story or something unique you've done, you know, reach out to Vinny for his podcast. He'd love to make you famous. as long as, you know, you give him an autograph, he's all good with it. And that's about all we got for today, huh? We're a little bit over. We've kind of been on fire. Are you gonna take this all the way home?
I'm gonna finish it off with this little video. All right, guys, have a good one.